So we're gonna start. So for the people who does not want to show their faces, that's absolutely fine. We can all be with that screen. I'm going to record it so I can share with some of the mummies that wanted to know more about this topic. So if you want to show your face as well, it's very much welcome. You can do that. And we are going to start now. I think 3 more minutes. Okay, it's 11:07. Let me start by introducing myself, and you can as well. Can you hear me? Can you give me a thumbs up maybe on the chat if you can hear me? Yeah, okay. For the people who I cannot see, can you please just send me a message on the chat? Can you hear me? Just a yes will do. Yes, fantastic. Thank you. I see some expert in Zoom. Aren't we all now with the homeschooling? We are all experts on Zoom. So, okay. What about Aisha? Can you hear me? If you can't, if you don't know how to use Zoom, well, I tell you what, I think there is a box somewhere that says chat, and you can't, you can't click there on the chat to everybody a yes. So I can see that I can make sure that you can hear me. Halul, can you hear me? I don't know where Aisha is gone. Okay, well, listen. I'll record it for all of you, and if you didn't, then I will send you the recording as well. Okay. Rima, can you hear me? Are you there? Okay.
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. I'll mute you again, okay? Okay. Okay, I see some people coming in. All right, so I'm going to introduce myself for the people who does not know me. Please bear with me. This is my first webinar. Finally, my wish has come true. I'm very excited about this webinar because this was an idea that was with me for a very long time. I am a mother of 3 boys, and it is an absolute honor to share with you this webinar. And so my name is Luz Maria, and I am a managing director of a company of supplements. I do that as well for a living. I basically manufacture a supplement company called Z&M Shop. We are dedicated into fitness and nutrition. That is one of my jobs. And I am also a CEO and founder of a company that I'm very blessed to have called Positive Living. And Positive Living is a company that it is dedicated to spread wellness. Wellness, not only physically in the terms of being fit and being healthy, but wellness as well in terms of being emotionally well, emotionally stable, emotionally happy and fulfilled. And that was my mission. That was my goal when I found this company, Positive Living, UAE. And under this umbrella of spreading wellness and emotional intelligence, I became a hypnotherapist. So today we are going to, as in the slide, today we are going to explain on this webinar the importance of hypnosis. And for some of you, this term hypnosis might be new. What is it, hypnosis? For some of you, you might have heard this term, and it's a clinical word that we hypnotherapists use, and I'm going to explain you now what it is, and the connection that it has with children. How can we use hypnosis with children positively? So that is the aim of this specific webinar, which I hope you will like it, which I hope that you will be able to learn some of the the values of hypnosis. So I want to start then with the meaning of hypnosis. What is it, hypnosis? And for some of you that you already know hypnosis, just let me again give you a little bit of the history of hypnosis. Hypnosis was created in the 18th centuries by a doctor slash healer called Franz Anton Mesmer. And the word hypnosis comes from the Greek word that it is the god of the sleep. And the reason why we hypnotherapists give that name, or I assume Mr. Franz Anton Mesmer gave that name, it's because most of the methods of hypnosis is in a state of trance, very similar to when you are sleeping. So that is why the name comes of hypnosis. It is a method that psychologists, NLP practitioners, and for the people who doesn't know what means NLP, neuro-linguistic practitioners, they use hypnosis because it's a beautiful method on which we as hypnotherapists allow our clients to be on this state of relaxation. We take them there by some certain techniques, uh, with our voice, with a very calm, soothing word, and we take them to that state of a trance of calmness, of, of, of awareness. We call it a state of awareness because you are so calm and you are so relaxed that you get to know yourself better. You get to listen to yourself better. So hypnosis, as I said, was created in the 18th centuries by this doctor because he realized that it was an amazing method for people to understand their own, their self, their inner self. And so that is a little bit of hypnosis teaching, a little bit of the history of hypnosis. And I want to explain you on this seminar the connection that it has in our daily life. I want to explain, my aim on this webinar is to explain the connection that we as parents, as adults, on our daily routine, how we hypnotize our children every day. And allow me to use this word hypnotization as a suggestion to you how powerful our daily behavior as parents, as adults, our daily behavior are so strong. Our patterns of thoughts and behaviors are so obvious, are so they teach so much to our kids to a point that we literally hypnotize them without realizing. And I'm going to go into the slides, and as I go, I'm going to show you how we can use this process of hypnosis with our kids in a positive way. So that is why we start um, with this slide here, the importance of good parenting and its connection to hypnosis. Now, to understand hypnosis, why is it important, and why did I decide to connect it to kids? Well, allow me to tell you something. Me as a hypnotherapist, I have had so many clients that come to me, and most of the time, if an adult uses hypnosis, it's because they want to overcome certain fears, certain mind limitations, certain traumas. On in some cases they want to overcome addiction to cigarette, or addiction to overeating, or most of the people come for getting better with their relationships. Yeah, getting better with their relationships. And you might ask yourself, but why is it connected to hypnosis? How can you as hypnotherapists help them? Well, we as hypnotherapists, our job is to connect that belief in these adults of, and to understand why is it that they cannot, or do they think they cannot overcome these mind limits by themselves. Yeah, because see, if I am a person that has problems with addiction of cigarettes, or I am overeating, I'm an obese person, and I come to a hypnotherapist and say, you know what, I don't know why I can't stop smoking. And I don't know why I know I want to lose weight. I know I am, overweight, but I don't know why I keep eating comfort food. And so as a hypnotherapist, our job is to connect, to understand, to find out the root and the cause of that belief, of that specific belief, because it's a limiting belief. Because we as human, we are all capable to stop smoking. It's a decision that we take, or to stop eating food that we know is not good for us. So will you agree with me that it's a mind limit? It's a belief that it's a limiting belief. So our job is to understand their selves better. And how do we do that? Through hypnosis. We take them to that state of awareness, of relaxation, in this trance, so they can understand and listen to themselves, where and when and how do they got that belief that it is limiting these people to stop smoking or to stop eating. I will give you the time to give me all the questions at the last. So allow me to explain first, and then we will get to the slide on where I will allow questions regarding this specific subject. So, but allow me to continue on this topic. So we as hypnotherapists allowed adults, parents like you, like me, to understand the inner self. But what is the connection to the kids? Because guess what? And I have some colleagues here that are also hypnotherapists. She will agree with me that most of the cases of people who have limiting beliefs, and most of them are negative limiting beliefs, the most of the time when we hypnotize them, when we regress them into a state of trance, most of their issues have arise when they were children, when they were a child. They have acquired, they have learned a pattern of thought on where they acquire that belief. So if I have to explain you in example, I am an overweight person. I want to lose weight. And I know that I shouldn't be eating certain food, but I still do it, and I don't understand why. So we as hypnotherapists, we take them to the trance, and then we do the regression, and guess what it comes? It comes that this little girl, or this, they are an adult now, but when they go back on this trance of hypnosis, that person say, you know what, when I was small, my mother or my father, to nourish me, to comfort me, she used to feed me, or she used to give me this sugary stuff. She used to reward me with ice cream. She used to reward me with unhealthy food. So I have connected that that belief that food is nourishing, food is comforting. Or else, for the person, an adult that want to quit smoking, for example, you make the hypnosis, as we as hypnotherapists, we do that, and then we regress them back, and we find out that they take us to the childhood, on where this child, yeah, this adult person, but when they were child, they saw the father smoking, and he see his father so happy. He understand that when I saw my dad smoking, he was an amazing person. He was always happy. And they connect this belief that smoking is happiness, that the smoking is okay. My daddy used to smoke, so therefore I can do that, because when I saw my daddy smoking, that make him happy. So that should make me happy. So what I'm trying to say here is, I find the connection, and most of the clients have acquired limiting beliefs when they were children. And this is why I am doing this webinar, with the aim to create an awareness as parents how powerful our suggestions, our teaching, our daily behavior, our daily affirmations that we give to the kids can impact to the children for the rest of their lives. And this is a scientific fact. It is a scientific fact that a child between the age of 0 to 7, yes, this is very important, a child, and even in the womb of the mother, the child is already acquiring certain beliefs, certain feelings, certain emotions. But it is a science and proven that from the age of 0 to 5, children will mirror every action, every behavior from parents, every single behavior. So if I see mommy and daddy doing certain things and speaking in certain way and referring themselves in certain manner, the child will literally copy that behavior. And some of those patterns are so repetitive in adults and so strong that kids will record that as a way of acting when they will grow. So, to give you an example, if you have a mother, yeah, that it's constantly, especially now in this time of the pandemic and the time of crisis financially, if I am a parent, and this is specifically, and I want to emphasize in small children because they are so easy to be suggested with ideas. They are so easy to absorb all the words that we say and all the actions that we do. And if I am a parent now, yes, a mommy or a daddy who in this situation of this crisis is constantly being negative about money, which is understandable because we are in a situation that money is it is very difficult nowadays to get it. And you know, it's a situation we can avoid. But if I am constantly a parent that is nagging about money and say affirmations like this. Money is so difficult to get it. Oh my God, if I want money, I have to work very hard. And if I, uh, money, it's so difficult to obtain. I really have to suffer to get money. And so the child is listening to these words that mommy and daddy are saying. Well, the child will believe that indeed when he grow up, money is going to be so difficult to get it. Money is horrible and money is evil. And you know, you have to suffer to get money. And these are ideas that we, or these are suggestions that we as adults, as parents, give to our children. And this is why is it important to understand the power of our actions as parents and the words that we say. So moving now to the next slide. Um, yeah. So what is then a good parenting? You might ask me. So Luz, you said that, you know, we have to be very careful of the things that we do and we say. So, and we know we are not perfect because we all not perfect. I'm not perfect. I can lose it sometimes with my kids. But what is it a good parenting them? So if I have to summarize this and through the experience that I have by seeing all my clients, people that come to me with so many traumas and mind limitations and negative patterns of thoughts, you know, and I'm talking to you a very strong cases, really strong cases. And they all, when they go back in the hypnosis, in this therapy to their childhood, when they go back to their childhood, you know what they want to listen? You know what are the words that these adults, and we are talking about adults of 44, 42, you know what they want to be, they want to listen and acknowledge from their parents when they go back on time? They want to hear, I love you. You are amazing. You matter to me. You are important. I have time for you. These are the words that when we hypnotize clients and we ask them, what would you like that in that moment that you were broken emotionally, what would you like to hurt? What would you like that your parent, your mother tell you at that time? And they all come with almost the same statement. I wish my mom told me that I was important to her. I wish my dad gave me more time. I wish he could just play with me. I didn't want any money. I didn't want any clothes. I didn't want any shoes. I wish my mom just told me that I was important, that I mattered, that I had a voice. And that's the only thing children want. Very simple. No gifts, no activities, no swimming, no tennis, nothing. They only want to be told how important they are. And by all means, I'm not suggesting that they will be living by by only words, which actually, to be honest, as a hypnotherapist, that's the most important food. That's the most important food for a child is love. That's the most important factor. But and I even put it in the slide. So the good parent, and it is in different culture, different way, or different perspective. For some cultures, a good parent is a good provider. You give them a house, you give them food, you give them clothes, and by all means, that is also valid. That is being a good parent, yes, absolutely, and having a shelter. But a good parent is a parent that acknowledge and is conscious of his behavior and his words when he's with the children. And I put it there. A good parent is an adult that is conscious of his behavior while exposed to the kids. And I put in brackets, parent daily affirmations matter. And why did I put that? Because we are all struggling. We are not perfect. Nobody is. And we are all struggling to this pandemic and this situation. But if we give ourselves positive affirmations on daily basis, such as, I know our situation is bad financially for me and my husband, but I know we can do this, and I'm going to try my best, or I'm going to do my best this day to be positive, to take a conscious decision that I'm going to be positive, and I can do this, and I'm going to show my little I have three boys, so I have my Joseph, Adam, and Mohammed. So if I have to say, I'm going to do my best, that even though I know I have no money, with Joseph, I'm going to be conscious that I do not shout at him, that I do not, out of the blue, uh, burst into a stress or a panic attack. And I'll do my best because we try our best. And the reason why I am mentioning this is because our behavior, our the words that come out from us as parents are so powerful to the kids. Another thing that I wanted to share is a good parent understand his or her patterns of thoughts and behaviors will impact tremendously in the life of the children. And I want to teach you some of the rules of the mind, some of the rules of the mind that we as hypnotherapists, we learned. So the rule of the mind, there are actually three rules of the mind. Yes. And your mind and your body, your physical body, will do exactly what you think and you tell yourself every day. I'm going to repeat this because it's very important. Your mind and your physical body will act exactly how you want it to, exactly how you think, and the things that you tell yourself all the time. So for example, if you are every day telling yourself, oh my God, I'm such a loser. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. Oh my God, I'm so that. Sometimes we do that. I certainly did in a point of my life before I learned hypnosis. I used to always constantly sabotaging myself and telling myself negative things. That does not serve me. It doesn't. It really doesn't. But it becomes a pattern that we learn again from our parents. So we constantly say these negative things. Well, guess what? Your mind and your mind will create the emotions that are linked to the things and the pictures that you are giving to yourself every day. And if as a parent, you are constantly telling yourself how stressed you are because of your work and because your boss said this and because your husband lost a job and he's so moody and you're like, oh my God, this is too much. I'm so stressed. I can't take this anymore. Well, your body has to do what you are telling him to do, or telling yourself what you're telling yourself. So your body will create, your physical body will create specific emotions, yes, feelings, and those feelings will release certain chemicals in your body that will make you feel like that, like a loser, like stress, with anxiety and upset. And guess what happened then? When you are in that state of emotion of mind, you will therefore not be a conscious parent. You will not be able to be a good parent to your child. You will not be able to cope with the homeschool learning, which is, to be honest, it's very challenging to let our children sit in front of the computer and do the homeschool learning. So can we do us a favor and tell ourselves positive daily affirmations? I know this day is hard. I know I have to sit with Joseph or sit with Adam to do school home learning, but I will do my best. And if I fail, then it's okay. Then it's okay, because I'm just a human. So I want to also be able to understand myself. I'm not perfect and I'm human. It's okay if we do not finish the homework. What worse can it happen? So it is important that we as parents, because of this conditioning learning that we pass to our kids, it is important to be conscious of our behavior when we are with our children, we are exposed to our children. So on this slide, I put it very clearly here. Mom and dad show me I matter. How do you show a child that he matters? When you give them time, when you give them genuine conscious time. And I'm talking time, when I said give them conscious time, when you really sit with your child and you are present there playing with them, whether you are playing with the Lego or maybe reading it a book, but don't be on the phone chatting with your friend that is telling you things at the same time, and you're like, yeah, let's play. And then you keep switching between the phone and your child, because you know what, children are so smart. They're so smart, and they know that when you are giving them time, they want to have this quality time with mommy and daddy. And if you are not able to do it throughout, let's say, out of the 10 hours that we live awake, uh, make a conscious decision that if you are busy and you have so much to do, perhaps 1 or 2 hours of the day, give them that time when you can, and when you are in a state of mind that you are aware what you are saying and how you are reacting, and choose that time and give it to your child, because that time that you are giving it to them, it is so important that they understand that you are giving it to them, because then they will have the message, mommy loves me, I matter, she listens to me, she listens to me. And it has happened to me many times in the past that I am doing my work with my supplement company, and then my little comes and say, mommy, I want to say something to you, I want to tell you something important, I want to show you something. And I'm like, no, not now, I can't do it now, I'm busy, come on, go away. And you know what, these are the messages that we need to be conscious about, because then what am I telling my son then? That I am he doesn't matter. I don't hear him. I need to be able to show him that you do matter. Your voice matter to me. So ideally, and I'm saying this ideally, being a conscious parent is not a perfect parent, but ideally is the parent that is aware when he does these things, like the example I give you, that I said, I'm not, having time. I'll talk to you later. Not now. I'm busy. Perhaps when he realizes or she realizes, then go back to your son and say, look, Yusuf, I couldn't talk to you now. I couldn't talk to you before. I'm really sorry that I sent you away. I'm really sorry, but I want you to know that your voice matter to me. And could you please give me another chance? And what would you like to tell me at that time? What did you want to tell me at that time? How can I, I want to listen to you. Your voice mattered to me. So what was it? Can I see, Mama, what you want to show me? And can I have another chance to have a better, to listen to you better? And it's all about this this behavior of being conscious of the messages that we give to our kids. So that takes me to the third slide, which are the key factors of good parenting. So I was telling previously that, for different culture and for different families, being a good parent is everybody has a different perspective. So I know, for example, in the Middle East, for the most of the Middle Easterns, being a good parent is, family. Being together with family, and to feed them nicely. Food is very important for Middle Eastern, like in South America, where I come from. In Peru, for us, being a good parent is having always food in the table. That's being a good parent. And I think in the Middle East is the same. Eating good, eating a lot, this is a good parent. In Europe, it is different. In Europe, they don't care much about the food. They do eat, obviously, but for them it's maybe more important education. They pay more attention to education, and to let kids learn other things, or go to a good school, or also activities. I think for European people, they enjoy the outdoor going and doing sports, and they emphasize more on that as being a good parent. But I want to suggest to you, and through my experience as a mother and as a hypnotherapist, I want to suggest to you that if you want to make it right, no matter what, even if you think that food is important, or education, or sports, these four key factors that I mentioned will always work for you, regardless of the background that you come from, regardless of your financial situation, and regardless of any kind of perspective that you have. If you follow these four good parenting factors, you'll be fine as a parent. And 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 these are, like I show in the screen. It is emotional intelligence. So if you as parent practice emotional intelligence, you are already doing great. And emotional intelligence is basically knowing and being aware of the way we communicate to our kids, the way we say things to our kids. So, and there is a lot of information about emotional intelligence in the social media, in YouTube, free books, audibles. You can learn more about emotional intelligence, how to be more conscious. Yeah, consciousness. And you might have, some of you might have heard this term, consciousness, being aware, being conscious of the way we educate our kids, of the way we talk to them. And so emotional intelligence, if you are a stable, or I beg your pardon, if you are a parent, mother or dad, that has this skill, which is learnable. You can learn to have emotional intelligence, and if you have that skill, you will do just fine. And we are going to elaborate more as we go on the slides. The other key factor was leading by example. If you lead by example, I can assure you, you will become, or you will be, the best parent ever. And obviously, good example. Because in this world that right now we are living, and we have seen through the social media, uh, topics such as racism, yes, like this African American man who has been, killed by the police. If we really want to teach our kids not to be racist, we as parents need to be not racist. So we need to show them, leading by example, that we are not racist. And sometimes this is very difficult, because it's easy to say it, yes, but it's another thing to really stick to your principles. I give you a very simple example. I am based in Dubai and I live in Dubai, which is a country or a city in the United Arab Emirates where we have 270 nationalities living together. So a lot of nationalities, a lot of cultures, a lot of languages in one roof. And I could tell my son, oh no, being racist is not good. But what about when I'm outside driving or when I'm in the phone with my friend and I am giving a stereotyping to certain nationalities? And my son is listening or my daughter is listening to me. You know, I'm giving you example of how we parents teach our kids, yes, by saying things sometimes that we do not realize it causes an impact in our kids mind. So if we don't want to be racist, then don't be yourself, because your child will learn. Don't they all sometimes, I don't know, for the mothers that I have on the webinar, sometimes don't your children even copy the way, the expressions that we do, the words that we say? I mean, you can, when I speak in Spanish with my kids, there are certain slang that I don't know. Sometimes I listen to them and I'm like, how he's talking like that? Because he has listened to me. He listens from mommy. He learns from mommy. So leading by example is so important. It's so important for fathers, for example. See, I have a teenager. I have a 15-year-old teenager, and if I tell him smoking is not good, it's not good. It's horrible. It's a horrible habit. But then he sees his father smoking, with his friends. Then where is the example? You cannot teach a child something that you yourself don't do it. Because guess what, a child from, again, in the small age, at least in a very small age, they look up to us and we are god for them. I mean, with the respect of the Islamic people in the group, I mean to say, in a, like a paradox, like they believe anything we say. As parents, children believe anything we say. We never wrong for them. Mommy knows everything, daddy knows everything. If dad said that, that's because it's true. So we have to be very careful with the things that we say in front of them or the actions we do. So we lead by example. So that is a golden rule. And then we go to positive discipline. I believe in discipline for sure. I believe that children need to have discipline. But why don't we do it positively? So if you ask me, if you ask me, how do you discipline your kids? Yes, of course I discipline. I punish them if they do something wrong, but I punish them with their own standards of punishment. So if my child was if my child was naughty, and let's say he poked his brother, or he upset his brother, he throw his iPad, whatever, I will call him and ask him, what happened? Why did you do this? What were you feeling, or what was your thinking that you did that? And then he will say, no, he was poking me first and that's why I broke it. I say, okay, fine. So what do you think should be your punishment? What should I do? And I give them the option for them to punish themselves. I give them the option. So what do you think I should do then? And they will come by their own answer. Okay, then take my iPad away. They are upset and they are pissed. They are not happy. But he will tell me what he wants me to punish him. And I will say, okay, fine. And there will be, and this is the chance when parents, we can teach our kids cause and effect. So you did this, and now there is a consequences of your actions. So we teach them with the process of discipline also certain principles, certain deep beliefs that when you do something wrong, there will be a consequence. And can you imagine if we, obviously in the perfect world, can do this in all the situations? Wouldn't you agree with me that at the end the child will understand, okay, if I smoke when I'm big, there will be a wrong consequences because this is something wrong. And then therefore there will be a wrong consequence out of this behavior of me smoking. Then my lungs will get destroy. So we take this opportunity through positive discipline to teach our children that there are certain things that if you do it, it's going to cause a consequence. And one of my the example of my mentor Marisa Pearce, who is a very famous British hypnotherapist. She's an amazing lady and my mentor, and she gives the example of this child in the plane that was uncontrollably crying and making a tantrum in the plane, and the mother wouldn't discipline the child because she would say, well, I allow my child to express himself or herself. It's okay. It is okay if she cries. And it was in a plane where other people are also sitting, and 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 so I do believe that discipline, it is positive, but when you explain the consequence of the actions that they are having. So I will be definitely against of parents that you can allow your child to express herself. That's fantastic, but also explain that the consequences that is happening. And it happened to me as well when I used to travel with my kids in the plane. They kept kicking, the seat in front, and I know they are children, and I know that I'm also conscious that the adult person is absolutely annoyed, but at the same time I'm a protective mother, that he's just small and he's not doing it purposely. But then I turned to my son and said, look, you are kicking the seat, and the other person is not feeling well, and he doesn't feel well. So please, can you stop doing that, or at least try your best not to do it? And then I will take the time to go in the front and say, look, I will do my best for my son not to kick the seat, but it might happen sometimes that he will, so please don't take it personal. He's just a child. But I do take the time to explain my son that what he's doing, his behavior, is causing discomfort to the other person. So he understands respect. So I teach him respect, that if you want respect, then you have to give respect. So positive discipline is definitely something that if you do it, you can go wrong as a parent. And the last but not least is being a conscious parent. If you are a conscious parent, your child will also be conscious. And when I said conscious, mean being aware of our thoughts. So in psychology, again, if you go to the psychology, when you go to patterns of behaviors, there is a root first. There is a golden rule. In a human being, in the mind, the first thing that it's born, it's a thought, thinking, a thought. And I'm going to give examples. So I am thinking of a cake. Thought, it's born. After the thought, an emotion will appear. So my emotion after thinking a cake, my emotion, my feeling is happiness. Okay? And after the emotion is arise, I feel happy, a behavior will come. A physical action of your body will appear. It will happen. So what I will do, I'll buy me a cake. I will eat, go to the refrigerator or go to the shop and get me a cake. And then I eat. Why am I explaining this? Because this is the rule, the 1, 2, 3 of an action to happen, of a pattern of behavior. First is your thought, you think of something, then there is an emotion, you feel something, and then there is the action. Why is this relevant to consciousness? Because being conscious is that. A conscious parent who wants to be good at parenting, who wants to be a good role model to the children, first need to learn consciousness. Being aware of the thoughts that he's having on his mind. So we go back to the first slide, being aware of the way he or she's thinking. And it's not easy. It is not, because we are living in a world with so much distractions. Yes, so much distractions. Your work, your husband, your wife, your colleagues, your friends, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook. And so you're not conscious of what you are thinking. You are like a boat that is in the sea without without a direction. So you are letting the water to take you to the right, take you to the left. As the days go, you're just living from your subconscious, from the repetitive thoughts that you have learned since you were a child until the age that you are right now as an adult. So in here perhaps you can understand, and I want you to, for the people who are listening to this terminology for the first time, conscious, subconscious. Please Google it, learn about it, because this is so important. Being conscious is being aware of the thoughts, the thinking that you are having, because this will impact your emotions, your feelings. And why is this important? Because after you feel in certain way, you are going to act in certain way. And if you act repetitively the same way, you think the same way, you have the same emotions, and you act in the same way, that will create a habit. And it could be positive, ideally, I hope it could be a positive, or it could be negative, a negative habit that you will pass to your child. So that's why conscious parent means a conscious child. And conscious is a skill. Again, being conscious is a skill that you practice. And if you ask me, how can I be conscious, Luz? How can I be conscious? Well, one of the tools that I always recommend my clients is through meditation. Meditation. Because what meditation is being calm, still, and being in a state of calmness that you can listen to your thoughts, you can listen to yourself without judging yourself. Do not judge yourself for what you are thinking. This has been the patterns of thoughts that your parents gave you. And this is why we're doing this webinar in the first place, because we want to be conscious parents. So when our children grow, they will have positive patterns of thoughts. They will remember that mommy and daddy had time for them. They will remember that mommy and daddy told them, I love you, you matter. They will remember that mommy and daddy, even in difficult times, they were positive people. They will remember that mommy and daddy value things like respect, trust, um, friendship positively. So being a conscious parent is so important. And you can achieve that by meditating. And when I said meditation, please let's not stereotype a guru from India sitting with her legs crossed, and that's not meditation. Meditation is something that we practice every day by trying to be aware. We can be meditating even with our eyes opened. Being aware of the things we say to our colleagues, to my employee, to my nanny, to my driver, to my colleague. Oh my God, I say that. I shouldn't have. But what did it cost me to say that? What was I thinking for me to have replied that way to my nanny? What was I thinking for me to tell this to my employee? What was I thinking? Perhaps I was thinking something that has nothing to do with my nanny and my driver or the person that I have been so harsh, even my own child. I was thinking about maybe, you know, I don't have enough money and I am stressed and, oh, I was thinking something that caused me to react in this way. So, and as I said, consciousness is a skill that you can practice every day. You can get better at it because it will pay off. It will pay off after. You will have positive outcomes if you are aware of what you are thinking, because consequently, you will be having certain emotions, certain feelings, hopefully positive ones if you are thinking positively, and then you will act in certain way, in an effective, in a positive way, in anything that you do. So it is important to have that consciousness. I do meditate with my kids. We do it for 10 minutes in the morning. There is so many applications free of charge. I share with you at the last slide application called Insight Timer, which has 45,000 meditations. Um, it is somebody teach you how to meditate. It's a guided. So you have a guide, like a tour guide, like a person will tell you, close your eyes, think of your breath. And you might at the beginning be a little bit judgmental and say, I cannot do this. This is not for me. Give it a try. Give it a try because it's worth it. Don't we do so many silly things that we listen in social media? We tend to follow many things in social media that doesn't work. Why don't we do these positive things with our kids? There is a morning meditation of 6 minutes that you can do with your child. And it teaches your child to breathe, to be aware of his emotions. And they are beautiful, beautiful to start the day, you know? So these are the four key factors of good parenting. If you have these four, no matter where you come from, if you are from Europe, South America, America, China, anywhere in the Middle East, you cannot go wrong. Emotional intelligence, leading by example, positive discipline, and conscious parent, being a conscious parent with meditation and helping yourself to be aware of your thinking so you can be better at feeling better, you know, because I believe that if you are thinking positive things, yes, you cannot feel bad. It cannot be a conflictive belief, thought, and then a conflictive emotion. It cannot work. It doesn't work. So if you are thinking positively with a positive attitude towards life, your emotions will be of more hope. You will become more creative. You will find ways that you can support your family, your husband, or if you are a father, your wife, to be more creative at dealing with the difficult situation. It all starts with the thinking, and then the feelings, and then the actions, of course. So let's move to our next slide. Can you see the slides, by the way? Can you give me a thumbs if you are seeing? Yes? Okay, good. Yes. All right. So we are going to elaborate again the principle one, parent emotional intelligence. A good parent is a person who is aware of his limitations. There is no perfect parent, and you accept and you love yourself just the way you are as a parent, as a mother. I think we are all girls here, so there is no guy. So as a mother, you accept yourself with your limitation. Do not judge yourself. Because if you judge yourself, that will only create a resentment. And you don't want to be a resentful mother or a parent. So you accept, you know your limitation. Don't try to be somebody that you are not. Learn, because everything is learnable. You can learn to be a better in mathematics, and or you can be better at so many skills. Don't judge yourself, because I tell you what, if you, with all the slides that I keep insisting that children copy parents in everything we do, if you love yourself the way you are, guess what? Your child will do the same. Mommy loves herself just the way she is. And anyway, for a child, the mother is everything. Parents are perfect. They do not judge because they are free of judgment, children. And so if you understand that, then you love yourself, you respect yourself. That's the way you are teaching also your children to love themselves, to accept themselves with their own limitations. So you are leading by example. You love and you accept yourself, and you look at the mirror every day in front of your daughter, in front of your son. I kid you not, this work, I have tried it. And oops, somebody has the mic on.
أنا
Mm.
ياسر خرب له.
Aisha. I'm going to mute you, Aisha. Okay. Um, so if you love yourself and you look at the mirror every day and try to do it while your son is seeing you or your daughter and said, I love you. I wrote it on my mirror. My mentor taught me, the teacher, when I went to a hypnosis course, my mentor taught me to write something very strong. It's a statement that I fully recommend you to do it for the ladies, especially for and the boys and the fathers. I am enough. Write it on your mirror. Put it right there when you brushing your teeth every day. Write it with your lipsticks. I did it with my lipsticks. And I put there, I am enough. Because we are. We are enough. And if this is what we want to teach our children, that's what we want to teach them, that they are enough, that they don't need to be somebody they are not. They are enough. And so that is a very important statement. So another one that I put there, the most important relationship is that relationship that I have with myself. What a strong statement, because can you imagine? m- I will share with you that most of my clients that come for hypnosis treatment to cure themselves for certain limiting beliefs, most of them come with this problem that says relationships. So beautiful women or very handsome guys that cannot get the right partner. They cannot somehow. In their mind, they're stuck and they say, why can I not get the right guy? Why I cannot get the right girl? I need you to treat me for relationships. Well, the first relationship and I always tell them that. How are you with yourself? How are you treating yourself? Are you loving yourself enough? No, no, but yes, I do. Really? Do you take care of yourself? Do you exercise? Do you eat healthy? Do you pamper yourself with with things that you like to do? No, I just want to find the right person because if I find the right person, I will be happy. I will be happy. I know I will be happy. Well, no, because first you need to be happy with yourself. You cannot be the best partner or have the best relationship if the relationship with yourself is not of love and caring and respect. The best relationship that any adult must have is the relationship with yourself. The way you talking to yourself. What things are you telling yourself every day? What things are you doing that enhance your life as a person, as a human being? And here is when you want, as a parent, to have certain limits of giving to the children. This is when I do recommend you as a parent that do not overdo things with your kids. Like, do not put them to all the activities and then at the end you don't have time for yourself, because it will create only resentment towards your child, even though you love your child, you love your children. If you are constantly being busy with driving them, and of course this is when no pandemia, driving them around or taking them to play dates, and then you have no time for you, well, guess what? You will resent your child. You will be like, why I cannot, have time for myself? I want to have time for myself, and I cannot do it because my son, I need to take him here and there. Don't overdo things, because the most important relationship you have is the one with yourself. And when you are happy, then only you can teach happiness to your children, you know. So it is very important not to underestimate the relationship that you have with yourself. Are we still on? I think my Zoom meeting is being cut, or no, I see you, Fiona, but some people went in and came out again. Okay. Oh, fantastic. Hadu, you're there. Fantastic. So that is an important topic, the relationship, and that is why I put hypnosis concept one, a core belief in hypnosis. When we hypnotize our clients, we tell them this: the most important relationship is the relationship that you have with yourself. That's so important. And then we go to the principle 2, leading by example, as I said. All children learn from parents, how mom and dad treat themselves, herself, himself, I will treat myself. So the way my mother treat herself, with love and respect and care, I'll do as well. Then I mention again, children will form their personality from the age of 0 to 7. So it is a scientific, and I have it here. Yes, so it is a scientific fact that the blueprint, now let me explain you, this is a very fancy word that most of the motivational speakers use, your blueprint. Your blueprint should be of, of success, or your blueprint should be positive, and your blueprint, what is your blueprint? Well, your blueprint is nothing but the beliefs, the values that that your parents gave you when you were small. It's all the tradition, customs, beliefs that parents have put in us since we were children. And that is a blueprint. And also accompanied by certain accomplishment, events that has happened in your life that has created certain emotions, certain reactions that you will have when you become an adult. That is also a blueprint. It's a belief that has born in you or was taught by your parents, by the society, by the teacher to you when you are at the age of 0 to 7. And here I have a quote that I got from a very, very interesting book, Conscious Parents by Dr. Shefali Tasabari. I'm going to give you some books at the end of the webinar. We are almost done. And I will recommend you strongly to read this book um, called Conscious Parent. And if I quote there something that she says, it says, parents unwillingly means that sometimes we don't realize and unintentionally we give these thoughts. Parents unwillingly pass on an inheritance of psychological pain and emotional shallowness to their kids. You know what that means? That means sometimes unintentionally, without us realizing, we pass certain beliefs that have come from our parents and grandparents. And we pass this negative or painful beliefs, sometimes we pass this to our children. So, so children, and again here it says another quote, the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of our body, the prefrontal cortex is the part of our body that regulates our emotions. Okay? And those emotions, or this frontal cortex, which is part of our physical body, you know, it's in the brain and it's not fully developed. It is not fully developed. That regulator of emotion, it's not fully developed in a child until he's 21. And some people say 21 and 25. It is not fully developed, that regulator of emotions. What does that tell you? Why is it important, Luz, for you to explain me this? It's because whatever we or the child experience, he will not be able to understand. He will accept it and he will not be able to understand. And as I can see by scientists, they will continue to develop this consciousness, this regulator of emotions until they are 21 and some to 25. So that is very important for you to understand how crucial it is, the things that we teach our kids. So again, leading by example. Yes, children are the white boards where we parents write their future. This is a very nice statement. I think, Fiona, you like that? Children are the whiteboards on which parents write their future personalities. We write their personalities. We tell them how, by our actions and our behaviors as mothers, We teach our kids how will they be in the future when they are adults. We give them the blueprint. We give them the standards how they are going to react when they are adults. That is the blueprint. That is, so if I have to compare it to a computer, the child is the computer, and we parents download the software, and the software is how we react towards them, how we see life, how we show them what is right or wrong, what we said every day while we are talking to our husband, to our colleagues, to our friends, when they are listening and they are looking and they are watching and they are observing. We give them that blueprint. We hypnotize them every day by the things we do, we say, we act. And then they will absorb all this, and their little mind will start to create patterns of beliefs. Their little mind will start to record their values, the way they will react to certain events in their life. Yes? So that is why it's very important leading by example. And then the principle, how can I minimize this? Yeah. Again, when I said positive discipline, the principle number 3, rules towards parents, proper manners towards mom and dad and sibling. So it's our duty as parents to teach positive discipline, and with rules. We make rules, So we tell our kids there are rules with me, with mommy and daddy. You have to follow these rules. You have to have manners, say good morning, good afternoon. We need to teach them from small, because sometimes we think if we don't teach them, it's understood that they need to be respectful. No, it is not. We teach them. We as parents, we as mothers, we need to teach our kids, having proper manners. Say good morning, dad, good afternoon, dad, bye. When they go to school, I see so many times, I really see it all the time with many of my friends, regardless of their cultural background. They have no manners, and they will go to the house, don't even say to his father or his mother, good afternoon, dad, or good mom, salam. In the Middle East, it's actually very nice because it's very strong. They teach them a lot of, manners like salam alaikum, alaikum salam, and that is very nice. And this is some things that we teach our kids. We remind them that, there is these rules and you need to follow them, because this is rules towards parents. Concept of trust. We teach our kids what is the meaning of trust. We have to teach them. We cannot assume that they know. We teach them that trust means that I trust you with something. I tell you to do this and you will do it. And if you let me down, then the trust is broken. The trust is broken. And then there will be consequences when the trust is broken. So we teach our kids these rules. Patience. Patience is such a one of the most difficult skills, but it is a skill that you can learn. And when you want to teach your child to be patient, you as parent also need to be patient. I have been reminded many times by my children when I am not patient. So I tell them, you have to be patient, mama. You want this, it's okay, but you have to be patient. And then it's me blasting at something is not going my way, and they will tell me, you told me to be patient, but you're not being patient yourself, mommy. They will remind me. They will remind you. They are very smart children, and they will let you to stick to your word. They will let you to stick to your word. So parents always explain why is it important to follow certain rules. We can always teach them that without rules, life will be so messy, and we can even explain them about the signals. Can you imagine if there is no signals in the road, the red, the green, the yellow? Can you imagine if there is no rules? Well, in life we can teach them that there are also rules, and that these rules needs to be followed. And then, however, we teach them that rules are good, but there are also certain opinions that you can have Yes, you can have an opinion about something, but it's not a demand. So that's why I put it there. It's opinion versus demand. A good parent understands the difference and explain a child, and child can want things. He can want things, but it's the needing that has to go away. Oh, I need this. I need to have this. No, you don't need it. You want it. That's different. You want to do that, or you want to buy this, or you want to go to your friend, or you want to do, but you don't need it. And we as parents need to teach our children the difference between your opinion, something you want, and demand, something that they want to say, I need it. You don't, you want it. That's okay. And then, of course, we have the rules towards society. Yes, the rules that we teach our kids, and now more relevant than ever because the internet has made us so connected with each other, and now we have eyes everywhere. So we need to make sure that we teach our kids the rules towards society by respecting other cultures, by respecting other religions, by respecting other ethnics, by respecting other way of thinking. You don't have to agree to another culture, to another religion, to another point of view. You can accept it, respect it. You don't have to agree with it, but you have to respect it. You have to be able to have your own opinion and respect the other ones. So it is very important that we as parents teach this to our kids. And then we go to the principle number 4, which is being conscious parent, being conscious child. So I put there a slide where I mentioned, as a science has proven that every thought is followed by an emotion, and therefore many thoughts, many thinking equals a pattern of certain emotions, which equals patterns of behavior. So I explained that already. Um, Mindfulness. Now in schools they are teaching mindfulness. Now in the school of my child, they do, before any classes start, they start with mindfulness, meaning breathing, being aware of of their emotions, being aware of what they're thinking, how they're feeling, and practicing feeling, practicing thinking properly, thinking positively, feeling positively towards life, even on the most difficult moments. So mindfulness is a must. So I'm almost done. I think I overpassed already 20 minutes, and oh, somebody's again joining. And so I come to my last slide. So what is it? Is hypnosis and why in kids? Well, now you know hypnosis is all what we do for children from a very early age. We parents practice hypnosis without realizing. We are hypnotizing our children every day by the things we tell them, by the way we teach them, we encourage them, or we demotivating, or we push them down. So I want you to know that in this webinar, my aim was to make you aware of the things you do in front of your kids, of the things or the words that you say to your kids. It is indeed hypnosis. You are hypnotizing your children because they are listening to you. And if mommy said, I am wonderful, I am intelligent, I am smart, I am lovable, you bet that child will be a happy, confident, successful child. So this is hypnosis. And when we as hypnotherapists assist people in curing themselves from traumas or fears or self-confidence issues, self-esteem, we always go back to their childhood most of the time, because it is there where the issue was created. It is there where this misunderstanding, because I don't think any parent does anything intentionally. I think as parents, most of 90%, 99, we love our children and we want the best for them, but we need to be conscious the way we are raising them, because we are indeed giving them their future personalities. We are giving them indeed the way they are going to look at life. So you are hypnotizing your child, and when he grow, he will be the result of the things that you have told them when he was a child. It is so important. So I I encourage you. I really suggest you to take this. I will appreciate if you take these suggestions to raise your children. Of course, we are all not perfect, but try to be conscious of the things you say, of the way you act, and the words that you use when you are disciplining your children, when you are teaching them anything. And throughout all the day, be aware, because that is hypnosis by itself in children. Now, these are the books that I really, really, really suggest you to read. These are amazing books that will help you to know yourself better. Because when you know yourself better, remember the principle number one, the best relationship is the one that you have with yourself. These are the books that I recommend you: The Four Agreement, The Conscious Parent, How to Raise Successful People. Esther Wojcinski, she is the mother of the CEO of YouTube, three girls. She had three girls successfully. This woman is amazing. I really recommend you this book because she teaches a lot of skills how to raise kids, and she's amazing. And the children, the three daughters, are one is a scientist, one is the CEO of YouTube, the other daughter was married to the CEO of, I believe, Google, and so amazing. And then the power of your subconscious mind. What are the things? The subconscious mind is basically your blueprint. Yes, I teach you how to make positive blueprints for your children, but you can also learn yourself what are your blueprints, the power. And in this book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, it will teach you to get you to know yourself better. It's a very powerful book. And now it is me. The webinar is finished, and I hope you like it. And I hope you can connect with me through my social media. And I don't know if there is any questions. Thank you for allowing me to talk so much. It's been great. So any questions? Rima, fantastic.
Just
Oh, Rima, amazing. You know how to raise your hand. Amazing. I don't even know how to do that in Zoom. Yes, Rima.
Luz, what was the name of the website you mentioned for meditation that has free meditation?
Yes, it's called Insight Timer. I'm gonna send you to your WhatsApp as well, the little icon, but it is called Insight
Okay,
Timer. That's the application. It's free of charge. 45,000 meditations. From 5 minutes, you can start with 5 minutes and you can go up to 1 hour of meditation. Yeah.
Luis,
wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes, my pleasure. Yes, Marina. Welcome.
muchas gracias.
A ti por estar conmigo. Thank you so much to participate. Thank you.
It's really interesting. Thank you so much. I got disconnected because I had calls for work and everything. So
Mhm.
I was wondering if you can send us the
Of
presentation
course.
with the links
Yes, I
so that
will.
at least what I've missed, I can get it back and put
Absolutely.
it together.
Absolutely, Marina.
Wonderful.
It will
Muchas
be my
gracias.
pleasure. A ti por estar
Una y
aquí.
otra vez.
No, no, gracias a ti por estar aquí. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me on this, my first webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take
Namaste.
care.
Thank you. All right, ladies. So if there is no questions, I'm gonna go and let you go because we know they are all busy now. And for the ladies who have my WhatsApp, send me a WhatsApp if you need anything else from me. And Fiona, thank you for being here today. Hello. And thank you very much to everybody. Shafika, Rima, Kadut, Aisha. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I wish you all the
Thank you,
best.
Luz.
Thank you.
I have a small question, Luz.
Sure.
You've been talking about the children from 0 to 7,
Mm-hmm.
but what about the teenagers that comes like from
Mm-hmm.
10 and above, like let's say 10 to
Mm-hmm.
17?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have another session to explain about them, or do we have to subscribe in your sessions? So if you give us more information about that,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm concerned about those
Of course.
categories.
Of course. Okay. So that is an interesting question, by the way. Hadu, thank you so much. That is a very interesting question. When I mentioned that making that blueprint, that recording on the personality of a child, I emphasize that age because at that age, they basically have zero consciousness. A human being has zero consciousness. But after that age, they start to develop this reasoning in their head. Okay, so they start to develop certain filters in their head. They start to, a consciousness start to have birth. It start to form. So, but that doesn't mean that you cannot teach a child after 7 years old. Not at all. If you, I read to you that the prefrontal cortex, it is fully developed until 21 years old. What does that tell you? That you can still record and teach your children new ways of thinking that they will absorb, that they will record, and they will still learn from you until they are 21, 25. And even after that, because the mind is so powerful that can learn at any age. You can learn at any age. It doesn't mean only between 0 to 7 you will, you will be able to teach kids, and but between those age, children are so pure. They are so perfect. They are so innocent. They are so ready to take right or wrong suggestions. At that age, between 0 to 7, they do not distinguish what is right and wrong. They don't know what's right, they don't know what's wrong. And they will absorb whatever they see from the parents. But a teenager has more, uh, it has a little bit more consciousness to understand what's right and wrong. So if
Yeah,
you tell us,
you know what is the problem? Sorry for this.
no problem.
Disturbing you. You know what is the problem? That now those boys, they think that they know more than us nowadays.
Yes,
They
I
are
know.
more advanced than us, especially with those old technology. Like let's take a small example of Zoom, of this program or this application. We never know about it, but they knew it before us.
Yes.
Now they are the one who's teaching us the new technology. Now I think the way we have to deal with them, it's totally different than dealing with the people, with the boys or kids from 0 to 7. So this is the problem. Like I'm personally suffering with those two ages from 10 to 17 because they are way advanced than me. So I don't know how can I control them. Whenever I talk, whenever I give them like instruction, they think it's an old style. Or mommy, you are so you're very outdated. This is
Yes.
the problem with them.
Yes, but Hudu, there is one language that you can always apply to any age, and it is the language of love and understanding. If you are going to teach a teenager, which I have one as well, Hulul, I have 15-year-old Muhammad. You know Muhammad, you saw him very small, now he's mashallah 15.
Yeah,
He is a boy that will not do what I tell him, but I am very smart. So I will go to him with the language of love, of as a mother. Okay, Muhammad, you are spending time there playing in your, because in the pandemic we had no choice but to allow them to play in the Xbox and, do everything online. And I could see my son spending more time in the Xbox than in his homework, in his priority. So I go to him and I, with my correct tone of voice, we cannot fight with our kids, especially if they're teenagers, because they are developing their own personality when they are teenagers. And they want to prove themselves that they are human beings capable of taking decisions. And it is a part of the biological need. They need it. They are not doing it purposely, Hulul. Your teenager boys or girls, they are not doing it purposely. They are not annoying you and disobeying you in purpose, intentionally to upset you. They are actually biologically, their bodies changing, certain hormonal changes are happening in their body that they are doing it this without control. it is part of the biology not to do what you tell them, because they need to prove themselves that they are adults. They are going to the adulthood. And so therefore they need to prove themselves that they can take decisions, when actually they still need us parents to guide them. So the idea here, if you want to deal with them, my advice will be, do not fight against what he says, but become his ally, become his friend, and say, okay, I will give you example of my son, Mohammed. I know you are playing until 1, 2 in the morning, which it happened in the pandemic. I could see my son with the eyes all at 1 o'clock. I'm like, what are you doing? And when I tried to be against him, like, you're not going to do this anymore, and I forbid you, and I removed the Xbox, it became worse. His behavior was more rebellious. But if I go to him, and I did, and it worked, I go to him and said, look, okay, let us negotiate here. You understand that this is not good for you to be there, because, scientifically, your eyes, it's not good for your eyes, your health, you are not sleeping enough hours. Did you know that if you don't sleep enough hours, you gain weight? Do you know that? You go to things that they can relate to, things that it's matter to them. You need to read a little bit, and need to know your son better. What are the things that he likes? What are the things that he likes? I know my son likes boxing. I know that he likes a sport. He's a football player. So if I go to him and I say, look, Mohammed, if you sleep at 1 in the morning, you cannot wake up early, and then also you cannot be good in sport, because you will sleep until 12. I don't think Ronaldo slept until 12 because he was the best player. And if you want to be a good player, you have to make sports. And if you sleep until night, this is not going to happen. Can we negotiate? So you cannot. I, as a mother, is my duty, Mohammed, to teach you the things that I think is right. Can we negotiate, and perhaps 3 times a week, you do this, and then 4 days a week, you give me something that you do for yourself, positive, because I'm your mother and I love you, and do something positive. Show me that you care about my rules, about the things I think you should be doing. And then I show you as a mother that I also care, that you like playing on there. And so we negotiate. We negotiate. I allow you to do this, but what are you giving me back in return as well? That we come to an agreement that we meet in between. Yes, I will not take away immediately what you want, but you need to do something as well that makes me happy as a mother, seeing you becoming successful, becoming a positive human being. What can you give me? Yes, because the teenagers are very difficult, and it is a difficult age. Any psychology will tell you that the teenagerhood is the most difficult, rebellious time, because it's part of their biology to be rebellious, especially if they are boys. Maybe with girls, we mothers can get to better agreement, but with boys, it's like, we as mothers, no, you don't understand, because you're not a boy, you're a woman, and you don't understand me. But we can come to that agreement, like, okay, Mohammed, it is my duty. I many times tell this to Mohammed, yes, I'm annoying mother, and I don't understand you, and I don't know anything, but I'm your mother, and I love you. And if I don't want you to be at till 1, it's because I love you, mama. And I don't want you to, not to sleep, and you become sick, and the next day you cannot do your homework, your chores. Could we please? It's because I love you that I'm doing this. And you show him your body language. You cuddle, and sometimes they will push you away because it's natural. They will push you away. No, mama, please stop. Don't touch. But we never give up, mothers, because this is our job. And they understand at the end of the day, even if they don't show you right in front of you that they are agreeing with you, when they are alone, they know, okay, my mom, she said to me that she loves me, and that she's doing that because she really cares for me. Oh, but I cannot show her that, I am going to take her rule, because otherwise she's going to do it again. But already you drop the seed, in the mind of your son that, wow, my mom said that she loves me and she cares. And, and she's doing that out of love. She's putting these rules out of love. And tell him, I am putting these rules, my son, out of love. I'm not doing this to upset you. I'm not doing this to annoy you. I'm doing this because I really care about your well-being. I care that you, when you grow up, you know, in the case of Mohammed, I care that you will be able to be a person that can survive, that can have, read, do something positive. This will teach you things that you can use when you grow up, and then you will have money, and then you will have gains and whatever. So it is the way perhaps that you can approach the situation, Hulul. But try to understand as well your teenager son. He's going through a change. It doesn't mean you have to allow him to do everything he wants, but they are going through a change, hormonal change, on which you need to be very, you have to have the technique to talk to him and to get to know him better. Because when you know him better, what the things he likes, you can negotiate with him. You give him what he likes, but at the same time you take, you know, you take, okay, I give you this, but then you also do this. And so you negotiate. I think this is an advice that I can give you with teenagers.
My God, this was fantastic. I think I knew that I missed something. I never like tell them or tell him, especially the big guys, like, oh, because I love you. I very rarely use this word, like, I love you, I care about this. Maybe the problem is with me, not with them.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Luz, for just raising these
Not
things.
at all, my love.
Thank
You
you.
know, we parents assume that they know that we love them. They don't. Don't let them to assume. Tell them that you love them. Don't let them to assume. Cuddle them, hug them. Even if he push you away, he will not tell you. But when he go alone in his room, when he's alone thinking and dreaming, daydreaming, they will remember that moment. Oh my God, my mommy hugged me. She wanted to hug me. How cute is that? How funny. She told me she loves me. They love it, Hulul. They love it. They will not accept it, especially boys, but they love it. They like to be told. There is no child that does not like that the mom tells him, I love you. Don't we all like that? Even when we are adults. If I go back to Peru, I want my mom to hug me and cuddle me and tell me, I love you. Even now, I'm 44. You know, I'm 44. I still want my mom to tell me that she loves me because it's a language of love. It needs to be told. We only tell things, bad things. Oh, you are an idiot. Oh, you are bad. Oh, you behave bad. Why we tell these negative things? We can also tell positive things. Tell them that you love them. Show them that you love them. Give them some body language. Even by looking at them with love, they know the way you look at them. It's important. All right. Any other questions? I think no more questions. So thank you so much for being here, everybody. And get in touch with me. We'll do more of these webinars in other subjects of losing weight. We're going to do losing weight, how we can do certain hypnosis to lose weight and to be more positive towards life, to make positive attitude towards life in these difficult times, self-esteem, confidence. We will do more webinars. So be in touch with me. You have my email address. Follow me in Instagram, please, so we can share more events with you. And thank you to be here. Thank you, everybody. It was a pleasure to have you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Susie. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.